And another thing that's been bugging me, why did they have to get rid of the travelling post office?
Because if they didn't get rid of the travelling post office, the Great Central and Didcot wouldn't have a gimmick.
Well, the Great Central would kind of have a gimmick. I mean, it's got double track.
Yeah.
This argument's been going on for some time.
Why don't we just watch a film with the travelling post office in it? It'll make life a lot easier. Okay, roll film. Hello and welcome to The Train Now Starring, and tonight we take a look at a film from 1937. It is, of course, Night Mail, a film about the night mail.
As you do.
As you do. Why do I always get the films that seem to follow trains that they're named after? I mean, we've had... Yeah, as long as we
Because you learn them off by heart,
Because
you
I learn
sad
them off
bastard.
I'll tell you what, though, I haven't learnt this one entirely off by heart. No, seriously, I get stuck after the second stanza.
That's because you run out of breath.
Yeah.
Anyone would.
Yeah, but I run out of brain space as well. But it's anyway, Night Mail follows the journey of the Night Mail and from Euston
to
Scotland.
There you go. I would have accepted London, but still.
Anyway, it follows it on its journey, and we take a look at the work undertaken by the post office workers on their way through the night. Actually, not as boring as it first sounds.
Yeah, especially when he says it.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it. When you say to someone that, what's your job? Oh, I sit on a train throughout the night and I sort letters. It sounds incredibly boring.
Yes, it does a bit.
But actually, I think this film's got a lot to answer for in actually dispelling the myth that it is all about just sitting there going...
There's
It's
a lot
also-
that goes into it.
Yeah, like contrived dialogue.
Exactly. That's wonderful, isn't it? Oh, I say, old chap, I work at the post office and somehow have managed to end up speaking the Queen's English to the absolute top-notch quality. Because I don't speak like a commoner at all. Because I'm an actor, don't you know?
The thing that gets me, though, is in the sorting office set. It's a set.
It is,
Let's
yes.
just face it. In the sorting office set, when they're chucking the bags left, right, and centre, and one gets two at once, says, "Well, go, what's your game? Turn it up." You can tell that's not what he meant to say.
No,
That is not what he meant to say. It meant to sound a lot more X-rated than that.
fuck off.
Yeah. Ow, what's your fuck off, you?
You can almost tell by the lip movements. It's something like that. I don't know. we might be able to suss it out. I mean, should we have a look at it?
Coming over! Oh, buddy, what's the game? Turn it up.
Yeah, that's definitely something a little more X-rated there. you can make up your own minds what you think that is. But the set is
It's a good set,
it's
to
a
be
bloody
fair.
good set. Yeah, but you can tell there's not enough wobble.
No. It's a very steady TPO.
It
that
is a very steady TPO. I've been on a TPO
Yeah. Same.
carriage, and if they were half as steady as that, I wouldn't have felt half as sick. Though that may have had more to do with the drinking session the night before.
Yes, that could have something to do with it.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Anyways, so the story in its own right. What do we think?
It's a reasonably good story in the sense
It's
And the
of...
thing is, we
Story of
can
a
say
journey,
it is a
which is-
story because it's very well contrived. It is essentially the film of the period. It is propaganda, is what it is. It is propaganda for the post office.
Yay, post.
Woo!
Yay! And now look at it. We now have email and we don't have to worry.
If anything, this just makes mail more exciting.
Yes.
In fact, there's only this and Postman Pat that makes the post office exciting.
What a raid. As a child, I watched Postman Pat. As an adult, Night
watched
Mail.
Night Mail.
Anyway, story.
Yes, it flows.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The poem being read along with it helps, I think.
Yes, at the
If you
end,
were just
that brings
watching
a nice conclusion.
If you were just watching a
Yeah.
straight thing without that little bit at the end, you might think, it's
Yeah,
dragging
I mean-
you on a bit, and then perk up at the end.
Yeah,
sort of
but
thing.
I think without it, you just end up with, oh, we're here.
We've come to Scotland.
Here's the letters. Go put them in the van and send them off. And here's the empty space where the letters we were chucking out were.
Yeah.
Time for bed. And everyone would go, oh, well, that was
Interesting.
interesting. But I don't think they'd say it was fun.
No.
So marks for story then?
Well, if apart from the fact that nobody else seems to get married apart from the rich, the poor, the girl next door, and the person who runs the corner shop.
Yeah, what about me?
Yeah, what about you? What about me?
What about me? What about any of us?
Yeah.
What about people who actually work for a living?
What about the people?
So us and the people who work for a living.
Yes. No, but yes, the
It's okay, I'll be working by the time this
story
is aired.
is generally pretty good. I think it's not quite full marks.
No.
No, I think it's probably. I'm going to go for a 2.
I'm only going to give it a 1.5, simply because, as you've said, the poem at the end gives it the lift, but it does start to drag just before that point, and because of that, it's
It's a little bit ploddy in the first
yeah,
two halves.
it's very
2/3 rather.
it's very ploddy, and because it's for 2/3, it gets marked down. I'm afraid.
I think on that basis, I would give it 1.5 as well. It's a shame, but never mind. What can you say? Now then, technical aspects.
Yes, technical. Studioisms.
Yay.
Studioisms.
Documentary in a studio.
As you do. That's your normal setup for 1930s propaganda.
Secretly, the whole of Slips is filmed in a studio. It's a massive, great big warehouse somewhere in England.
Yeah, it's like it's like that leisure park that's just opened up in Germany, in that actually not X thing that was built for airships recently in the past 10 years or something, but never used. So they put a water park in it.
Yes.
Yes, we use one of those.
Yes.
We got every kind of engine in there you could ever want.
That's what they want you to believe anyway.
Yeah. Secretly, Chris just makes Adam and I slave away. We have to build up whole replica sets of preserved railways.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. It costs millions of pounds to make.
Yeah, of their money, by the way.
Yeah,
I still get fucking
Yeah, out
money.
of our pocket.
Yeah, out of our pockets. Yeah, and we have to build replicas of the Severn Valley, of the Bluebell, of the Vale of Rydal.
Yes, exactly. This is why we're not rich and don't get post.
I mean, we had to build a fucking great big mountain and plant trees and let them grow in this
Yeah.
warehouse to pass off.
The lighting bill's horrendous.
I know, it's shocking.
Okay, this is getting stupid now. Are you going to give us our honest opinions or not?
I think it scores higher. I'm going to give it a 2 on the technical, mainly because I was convinced. I was convinced until I started actually really watching it carefully.
I think for most people who are watching it, they're probably not going to really care too much about the fact that trains not
Let's face it,
travelling.
the audio recording is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, possibly a little too clear for being on a train, but that's what you get for recording afterwards. Wonderful shots inside. The set's convincing. Lighting is fantastic. I mean, the couple of external shots still better shot than train time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then again, what isn't?
The only gripe that I really had on the technical front, apart from the obvious studio, that isn't so obvious as we've discovered, was that one shot of the train at speed where the wheels are going backwards when the train's going forwards.
Yes.
See, now obviously I clearly wasn't watching close enough because I didn't spot it.
Did you not?
No, I didn't.
No.
Ah.
I didn't spot. If you said to me, I probably would have realised that. Oh yeah, those are going backwards. But for some reason, I was just watching it with glazed eyes or something.
And now everyone
taking it
at
in.
home has now seen it, and they're going to recognise it forevermore as
Yeah.
the moment that the wheels went backwards. No, and for that reason, I'm going to give it a 2.
Yes.
I'd be a little bit more generous and give it 2.5.
Fair
Because
enough.
it's all for that one shot.
I toyed between 2 and 2.5, but I'm sticking with 2.
Yeah, I think I'll go with you on this one.
Yeah.
With a
Because
2.5.
Because I think you're right in saying that although it's a set, most people just wouldn't care because it looks convincing enough.
But as we've established many times, I'm a pedantic bastard. And for that ground, I stick with my 2.
Yeah.
So, general appeal.
I think it's.
It's always good. General appeal.
I think I would say it's got more general appeal than Train Time,
Yes.
Yes.
but less than
Elizabethan Express.
or Train of Events.
Or Thomas.
Just a general. Yeah.
Mm.
So I reckon it's somewhere in the middle. I think a varied majority of people would enjoy watching it.
Yes. I think we're hitting back, though, to the realms because of its age, because of the very contrived manner and the propagandary approach it has. I think we're getting back into the realms of rail enthusiasts, social historians, and people studying documentary filmmaking.
Yeah. So it's a very niche.
It's a niche market,
Kind of thing.
and as a result, its general appeal is a little bit capped.
Yeah.
In fact, it's very capped.
Which is a shame because,
I'd recommend the last couple of minutes.
yeah.
Yes.
I think the last couple of minutes has got huge general appeal. So a recut of it without
Watch it for the
all
last
its-
2 minutes.
Exactly, yeah.
Sit through the pain for the last 2 minutes. No, I think I will give this a 2.
Ooh, I'm going to give it 2.5.
I was bordering on 2 or 2.
I'm basing on my previous scoring and the fact that I've given some with very limited bits 2, and this has got a little bit more, so I'm going to give it 2.5.
Okay, I'll lean to your way. I'll say 2.5.
Oh,
as well. Yeah, I've changed my mind.
He's leaning.
I'll give the extra half.
You got leanings.
Yes, I've got leans.
I think it's a good historical document. It's a good tool for if you're studying documentary filmmaking. I remember when I was at university, we put it on in one of our lectures, and people were just enthralled by how well shot it was, despite they knew it was contrived. But again, you're right in saying that it's capped in its general appeal. So on that basis, I'd say a 2.
Okay, which brings us to the usual
Recommend yay or nay?
problem. Would you recommend it, yes or no?
I think I'd say with Train Time, I think I'd recommend this to more people than I would recommend Train Time.
I'm with you on that.
Because obviously it's more interesting than Train Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd recommend it on YouTube, but watching from part 4 of 4.
okay, so you just want
And the brilliant thing is, as it's out of copyright, I don't even have to worry about recommending it through YouTube because it doesn't matter. It is in public domain. Anyone can watch it however they like.
Until
Okay.
such a time when the copyright gets renewed, in which case, write to us at Sam Brown is a bastard.
No end to that email address.
at
At egmedia.com. So, recommending... yeah.
yeah, I'd recommend it to most people, not everyone.
I'd recommend it to railway enthusiasts, documentary filmmakers, and social historians.
Okay.
It has a little bit more general appeal than Train Time, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. After all that, I feel like posting a letter. What time does the post office shut?
Too late, it shut about 2 years ago.
Oh.